Wagwan beautiful souls, it's Marsha C, and welcome to another episode of Her Sacred Soul Space. Soul Seekers, I am so excited because this episode, I'm sending out a special vibration, a pink echo out to the soul seekers who are breast cancer survivors. I'm inviting you to be a part of the Her Sacred Soul Space, HER Pink L.I.T.E movement, and become a part of that community. Now, L.I.T.E is an acronym, right? L-I-T-E, and it means living intentional through experience. You know, I recently was reminded of this statement. We were born to live, not live because we were born. And sometimes, just sometimes, it takes an experience like a breast cancer journey to remind us of the fact that we were born to live. We were born to live intentionally. We were born to live intentional so that we can tap into our purpose. And sometimes, like I said, this experience, this breast cancer journey is the thing that God sent for us to remember that, to trigger a memory. And when you are called to walk in that way, oftentimes it may seem scary. You may need a support system and you may not know where to find one. That's what we've created here on Her Sacred Soul Space. We've created a community, HER Pink L.I.T.E. So let's get centered before I go deep or even further into this. Let's just get centered and take our deep breaths, or 3 breaths, and just reconnect with ourselves and our souls. And also, it's a great way to position you to receive the information that's been shared with you. And you can determine, do I want to become a part of this community? I know I want you to be, but do you want to become a part of this community? So let's close your eyes and take our first breath in. And release everything that's preventing you from focusing. And our second breath, this is a feeling of appreciation to know that you were born to live. So let that breath circulate within you. And exhale. And on our final breath, it's a breath of gratitude, a breath of intention, a breath of purpose, and release. So, soul seekers, I'm not quite sure if you caught the episode, Her Story, where I shared my story. This was in April. If you haven't seen it, please check it out. The link is up here, so go ahead and check it out. On that episode, I dove deeply into certain experience that I encountered whilst on my breast cancer journey. I know what it's like to be alone, even though you're surrounded by so many individuals, but you're afraid of even sharing your thoughts, your fears, the emotions, the silence, the tears with them because you're not sure if they're able to understand what you're going through because they themselves have not gone through that journey. I remember yearning to have that support because I know whatever would come out of my mouth, how ridiculous it may seem, I wouldn't be judged or ridiculed about it. You know? In 2018, I was diagnosed with early stage breast cancer, DCIS, ductal carcinoma in situ. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the fact that I didn't have to go through the chemo or the radiation, but I had multiple surgeries that left me with scar tissues that rises up whenever I feel stressed, whenever I'm overwhelmed, whenever I take on too much energy or meaning other people's energy because I'm an empath. So I have to try to balance myself or else it's going to wreak havoc all over my shoulders, honestly, and even on my ribs, you know? Having others to talk to about it is indeed something that have helped me in the past. You know, I do understand what it's like to having to rediscover who you are, to see yourself through a different light, to learn how to love yourself, and to see those scars as just how unique you are versus looking at it as if, woe me, why me? I even understand that too. I understand those really questions. The questions that you would ask God, really? What were you thinking? Why did you think that I was capable of going through this? But one of the things that I discovered on my journey, Pink Soul Seekers, is that He always sent me breadcrumbs. And breadcrumbs are, I call individuals who have gone through the journeys, people I've never met. I just happened to be in a space and probably just connected us. And we started talking and discovered that we are breast cancer survivors. And they would pour into me. And that became my support, even though I didn't know them, you know? One of the things that the blessing that came from my journey is the fact that I was able to discover my purpose. The purpose of what I'm doing right now, which is being here for you, calling women to connect to their soul in such a beautiful way, calling women to connect to their light and be not afraid of shining it. I'm called to create this space, this pink light space for you, so you can become a part of it. And don't get me wrong, honey, I was scared as heck. I'm not even gonna lie. Because like I said, I had early stage, and in my head, I'm like, how can you create a space to support those who had stage 3, who have gone through chemo and radiation? But I was reminded that no man is an island and no man walk alone. And it's for creating this space for you. And it's for you, Marsha, will not be walking alone, because I will have others who have also tapped to walk this journey to join you, so we could create this pink light space for those souls that are gonna become a part of this tribe. So let me tell you a little bit about why this is a great space for you to become a part of. It's a support system. We all need that. We're looking for a safe space, a space where you won't be judged or ridiculed, a space where you could show up as you, regardless of what stage you are in, what version of you are in. Because, we go through, we change, we elevate, and we have to learn how to accept each other in each stage, even if you're not proud of the stage, even if you expected you to have even more growth. It will come. It will come. Just like the support will come. And that's what this group is. It's a safe support system. It's a connection of the souls. It's a space for you to breathe, where we breathe honesty, vulnerability, and encourages everyone to find her authentic voice, her truth. That's what we want, and that's what we're cultivating here. We want to walk with you. I want to walk with you. The other sisters who are coming in also want to walk with you. I want to be excited for you as you rediscover who you are, as I continue to rediscover who I am. As you become one with your new normal, most importantly, become one, even more so, with your light. This community is indeed for everyone who have gone through, who have experienced basically breast cancer, regardless of your stage, regardless of your current status. You're welcome to become a part of this community. We need you. We need all your support. And being around like-minded women, there's just something special about that. Women who have gone through the journey you have gone through or similar. We know how to hold each other's hand. We know how to say one foot at a time, sis. And that's what is needed. And that's what we're going to provide here in our HER Pink L.I.T.E community. Now, I know you must be wondering, how is it that we're going to be able to connect? But before I get into that, let me tell you something. Let me just share with you how my journey, how I had to learn how to see the blessing in my challenge here. So I remember on my journey, I was in need of a support group. I, Googled, find a couple at some of the hospitals around, but then one or two things. It's either the meeting was already gone or it just didn't resonate with my spirit, with my soul. I understood that this was a part of my experience, but I also understood that this was going to become an assignment for me after this experience. I knew it was bigger than me. And so I needed a space, I needed a community that would allow me to go beyond my physical go beyond the breast cancer journey, go beyond the breast cancer status, and to connect with the spiritual meaning behind it. Why now? Why ever? And really, how bigger than me is this? Really, right? And so I went searching because what I wanted from the breast cancer community, I didn't really have. Later on, I was able to find, but at that time, in 2018, I didn't have that. But I was able to find it in other groups that were similar, who have gone through trauma in some way, shape, or form, or some chronic disease. Some is breast cancer and some wasn't. But there was a connection of the soul in the group. And so it allowed me to find myself even more, to recognize that sometimes when I feel fear, it just means that it's bigger than me and that I have to do this thing. And no matter how much I try to run, it's going to come back around because it's a cycle. That's what our life is about. We are here to learn and to elevate. And soul seekers, I hate when I have something in my spirit that I know is going to do good for others and for myself. And I sit on it because I feel less than, because I know that I have it within me to walk. And I don't want you to sit on what you're called to do because you have it in you to walk as well. It's just that you need a sister to hold your hand, or a community, a like-minded community. And I knew I needed that. So I had to learn I go on retreats, spiritual retreats that saturated my heart and expanded my soul in such a beautiful way that allowed me to see that glimpse of light, that allowed me to recognize that, Marsha, use that voice, girl. Become that space for those women that you are called to walk with. Personally, I went through years of my life seeking external validation. My worth had to come through the person I was dating. They had to see that, oh my God, I was smart, I'm creative. I want him to say I'm beautiful and all that good stuff that I already knew. But for some reason, when I said it to myself, it didn't sound as great as when they said it to me. And this journey, my breast cancer journey, when I rediscovered who I am, allowed me to no longer sought outside validation because I had such a connection within me that was good enough. And whenever I'm lacking it, I go to my soul sisters. That soul tribe that we're creating right here, that's what we're here for, to remind you of that. Because we're not all perfect. We go up and down regardless of how strong we are. There's an up and down. There's a seesaw there. How do we connect? How can you connect with HER Pink L.I.T.E community? First, we're going to ask you to join the Facebook group. I want you to look for the HER Pink L.I.T.E Facebook community group, right? And of course, within our YouTube channel, Her Sacred Soul Space, we also have a community for HER Pink L.I.T.E. So we invite you to go over and subscribe to Her Sacred Soul Space channel so you can be aware of whenever we're having events or anything within our Pink L.I.T.E community on YouTube. We will also have a monthly Zoom sister circle. So you have to tap in, especially to the Facebook group, because all the Zoom information will be placed in that group. We don't want you to miss out. And we will also have live events within the group and also in-person event. If you're in the Atlanta area, we will have in-person event once a month as well, of which you will know about, okay? And don't worry, if you're not in the Atlanta area, we are going to share highlights from those events because we're all a community until we can find, representative in the various states that we can all do that and share within our community. Okay. One of the things that I find rather refreshing when I joined the retreats or joined the like-minded woman, and be able to share my soul. I was comfortable. I wasn't shy. I wasn't fearful. I felt safe because I had an intention. I'm here to heal. I wanted to grow. I wanted to tap into, as we would say, my higher self, my other level of consciousness. I wanted to truly understand what I was capable of. As a result, I fell in love with meditation. I fell in love in connecting with myself through that way. I fell in love with understanding my gifts through meditation, my talents, understanding the way I think, the way I speak. How do I curtail certain things that is not working for me or bringing in the right vibration towards me? So having sister circles and creating that space and becoming a part of that was great. And this is something, having sister circles here in HER Pink L.I.T.E community, I know it's going to be a life-changing experience for you as well. I look forward to connecting with you, soul seekers, my pink light soul seekers. It's time. It's time for us to paint the world pink. It's time for us to embrace the blessings that came in the challenge on this part of our journey. And it's time for you to embrace the blessing, especially if you're currently on your journey, and to know that you are not alone and we're here to walk with you. I picked a card today. I wanted two, and two different deck, and this is what I'm going to share with you. Here it is. Okay. It says, I accept the gifts I've been given as a high service to the world. I accept the gifts I've been given as a high service to the world. We are all given gift, and sometimes we need others to see the gift so we can point it out to each other. We need a community. We need a support team, a support group. This one says, I am living in alignment with my purpose. I am living in alignment with my purpose. This is no coincidence that these two cards came out. Let it resonate within your spirit. We are here and we keep the pink light on for you. Until then,